Hello everyone, in this video documentary series, hopefully, I will go over the good and bad stuff about Dodge and their cars. It doesn't really matter what year we start from, but let's just say the car we're going over today was horribly aged. And it was once a mighty muscle car of the 1970s that led the way to new NASCAR races, but now it's a family hatchback from the 1990s. But they did not give up on the sporty look, so without further ado, let's discuss the Dodge Daytona, Dodge's worst aged car. To start off, the period between 1965 and 1987, classic muscle cars practically ruled North America. They were everywhere to be seen. Car companies that made these types of cars were none other than the Big Four, and some others: Chrysler, Pontiac, Plymouth, Ford, Chevy, Mercury, Oldsmobile, and of course, Dodge. Dodge came out with the few muscle car designs and models that were released in the late 60s, mid-70s, but the most iconic of the few was the one we all know and love very much, the Dodge Charger. The other models were the Challenger and the Dodge Coronet, and the Daytona, which is one we will talk about today. Believe it or not, because of its huge iconic wing, it was seen as Dodge's fastest car of the 1970s, and frankly, it was basically a NASCAR conversion of the Dodge Charger. With the racing failure of the previous limited edition 1968 Dodge Charger 500 and NASCAR's Plymouth superstar Richard Petty, Strip Weather's voice actor by the way, really a king, leaving them for Ford, the 1969 Dodge Charger Daytona was created. It was intended to be a high-performance limited edition version of the Dodge Charger, produced in the summer of 1969, for the sole purpose of winning high-profile NASCAR races. It won its first race at the inaugural Talladega 500, and in the fall, although the top names had left the track on Saturday in a boycott of the race, Buddy Baker in the number 99 Chrysler Engineering Dodge Charger Daytona was the first driver in NASCAR history to break the 200 miles per hour mark on March 24th, 1970 at Talladega. The 1969 Dodge Daytona won 2 races in 1969 and another 4 in 1970 for a total of 6. Its successor, the 1970 Plymouth Superbird, won 8 races, all in 1970. The Dodge Daytonas also won on the USAC and ARCA race circuits. They set numerous race and pole records. To put it simple, Plymouth and Dodge were battling for NASCAR Cups with their high-performance models, just like an average sibling rivalry nowadays. By 1975 to 1977, the Daytona name returned on the Charger, by this time was a rebadged Chrysler Cordoba. The Daytona package of this era was a two-tone stripe and decal appearance package. A 400 cubic inch big block V8 could be ordered, and as the 318 was a standard. In addition, some models, very few, were equipped with a tachometer, and all Daytonas came with a torsion bar heavy-duty suspension. And to compete against the Chrysler Cordoba, they could also be ordered with luxury appointments. Although this car was the product of the times, this was the first true Daytona produced on the assembly line. The wing cars were actually the Charger's 500 sent to the custom fabrication business called Creative Industries for installation of the wing, which supports the nose cone. Cars of this era are extremely rare, as their numbers were very low and automakers were buying cheap steel from overseas. A good number of these cars were junked due to rust issues. These cars, like their predecessor, were slow to move off showroom floors. Not because of their appearance, but because of heavy, gas-guzzling cars of the time. With gas prices increasing, America was looking for more economical cars. This was every day in the car industry back then. All they had was gas-guzzling V8s that probably got less than 10 miles a gallon. By 1987, the production of the Charger stopped to make way for a brand new generation which would come about 20 years later, and that, folks, is the 2006 Dodge Charger, my favorite model Charger ever, and that is where the Charger's legacy continued on. The Daytona, on the other hand, got worse treatment than the Charger, but it isn't all that bad. Over the course of the next few years, from 1984 to 1992, Dodge remodeled the Daytona in a way we least expected. It's terrible in my opinion. It became a family-sized hatchback with only a little than 100 horsepower. Tisk, 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 Dodge. I'm honestly disappointed at this point, but a little happy at the same time for the following reasons. 1, they at least took time to keep the Daytona alive. 2, they sold very well in the late 80s. Well, not very good in today's standards. 3, they kept the sporty sort of look. And 4, by far my favorite thing, they put Chrysler-made electronic voices inside the car to let you know what you're doing before or while driving.
Please fasten your seatbelts. Thank you. All monitored systems are functioning. Don't forget your keys. Thank you.
Now, the first generation Daytona came out in 1984, and it originally used the 2.2-liter four-cylinder from the Chrysler K platform. It's naturally aspirated, or it can be turbocharged. Power outputs are 93 to 142 horsepower, respectively. And 100 horsepower, well, the 100 horsepower 2.5-liter engine was added in 1986. In 1985, the 2.2-liter Turbo 1 engine horsepower was increased to 146 horsepower. The 1984 Daytona was available in 3 trim lines: Standard, Turbo, and Turbo Z. Its total production was about 50,000 units, but 49,347 units to be exact. Daytona Turbo was on Car and Driver magazine for 10 best lists for 1984. Both the Daytona and Chrysler Laser rebadged version were available with the Chrysler electronic voice alert system through 1987. A performance-oriented Shelby version of the Daytona was introduced in 1987. In other words, it apparently has a good selling history because it has not too high horsepower according to modern standards, and which is what someone like me was not expecting, and still find a little upsetting how a NASCAR legend was converted into a slow, sporty, and kind of cool hatchback only a few years after they discontinued the classic Charger. Yes, Daytonas can still be found. Daytonas in both forms and generations can still be found in modern day, but they are rare as fuck. If you want to purchase one, the best 1970s model you can go for is $900,000. The best you can possibly get is the new 2021 Daytona package for the new 2021 Charger with a 5.7-liter hemispherical V8. But even that package is rare because it was a limited production trim. So if you want the Daytona, good luck finding one. And there you go, folks. There's my rant on how Dodge Daytona is one of Dodge's worst aged cars. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out my Discord server, link in the description. And if you want to see more videos and want to see a series on this, subscribe to my YouTube channel and turn on notifications. And without further traffic, I'll see you guys down the road. Thanks for watching.